Greetings. In case you didn't know who I was, my name is Steve Bright. I'm in Professor Allie Woods' English 120 class with the rest of you guys. And today, this is my presentation on our argumentative research paper. I decided to go ahead and have my topic, and what I chose was the homeless veteran problem in America. I altered the title a little bit. As you can see, it says, "Our veterans protected our freedoms. May they never be without a home, addressing the homeless veteran problem in America." And my presentation is brought to you by Budweiser, reminding you that fresh beer does taste better. For that crisp, clean taste that you will not find in any other beer, this Bud's for you. Roosters, a fun casual joint. For the best wings and cold beverages, check out any one of your Central Ohio Roosters locations. I prefer the one in Marysville. And the United States Army, which I was in the Army. If you're going to be strong, be Army strong. That was just me kidding around. Seriously, though, I took on this topic because it was something that I felt very passionate and very serious about. I am actually a disabled veteran. I suffer from PTSD and social anxiety disorder. I was honorably discharged. I did 7 years in the Army, 6 years in the Air Force Reserve, so I have 13 years of military service. And it's kind of hard to share, but one thing that I do, want to share is that if it wasn't for organizations and local, state, federal government, there were a couple of times about 6, 7 years ago when I was almost facing the homeless problem that affects so many of our homeless veterans in this country today. Like I was telling you before, I'm a disabled veteran. I was almost, homeless myself. I was fortunate, but there are many, many, many homeless veterans that are not. And as you can see in my first slide, currently in 2022, we're dealing with 33,136 homeless veterans. And even that number may not be accurate. That's the number that they have according to the Department of Veterans Affairs, other governmental organizations. The good news is that it's down, but let's be honest, it's not down enough. It's not down enough. And my issue question was, shouldn't our country as a whole be doing more to help take better care of our veterans? And I mean, I tackled the homeless veteran problem as a topic for this paper, and I'm glad I did. I think that it was a great experience for me. But there are so many other topics, situations, or problems that affect homeless veterans, and we have to be aware of the fact that those people, who volunteer, who raise their right hand and swear that oath, when they're done serving, when they're done in the uniform, shouldn't we take care of them? I'm hoping that everyone says yes. I think everyone would agree with me on that. My claim is very simple. I don't believe that we're doing enough to take care of our veterans and a variety of veterans issues, but the homeless veterans issue is a crucial issue, and to me, it's a social problem. If we go on, as I go on my supporting reasons, I'm not sure if you guys know or not, but anytime a veteran receives a discharge that is not under honorable conditions, they do face the highest probability of becoming homeless. I mean, because you're talking about, does this person have the job skills to be able to secure, strong, sound financial employment? Do they have a chance to positively influence their revenue stream, their earnings? And when a veteran is discharged and it's not an honorable discharge, that makes it a lot different because they can't receive help from the Department of Veterans Affairs. They can't receive help from the state Veterans Commission, the Ohio Department of Veterans Services. And I'm not sure if you guys were aware of this or not, but every county in the state of Ohio has a veteran service office with, staff that help veterans with everything from putting together a claim packet if they want to try and petition the VA for disability benefits to um, housing assistance, assistance with utilities, grocery assistance. But none of these benefits through governmental agencies are available for veterans that don't receive a discharge under honorable circumstances. And that can, the wrong discharge can very well mean feeling left behind by government that, a veteran served during their military career. And I mean, look, I find it, unacceptable and disgraceful when another veteran receives a discharge that is not under honorable circumstances. But having said that, we still should not leave them behind, because usually what you find out is their whole term of service is not bad. Unfortunately, it only takes one act to change a life, positive or negative. That's just the way it is. Um, you know, Serving the military, it's really a calling, and the challenge of serving can be immense. But leaving the military can be sometimes even more daunting challenge than serving in the military. And not having good job skills, not being as employable as possible, that can affect veteran homelessness too. And I've lived this. And that's the reason why I'm in college, because I understand that the best way to make myself marketable, even at the age of 54, is to go and get my bachelor's degree. And one of the great benefits that I am blessed to receive is education benefits, because through the VA, my college education is being paid for. It's a program called Veterans Readiness and Employment Program. It's actually a Chapter 31 program. And luckily for me, like I said, the VA is paying for everything. And luckily for me, Franklin University has a great relationship with working with veterans. And because of that, I get to be a proud Franklin student. And I appreciate Franklin University's commitment to supporting veterans in their quest to get education. One question I do want to ask, and it's more of a rhetorical question, I think, for hopefully for everyone, especially me, though. Don't we owe it to our veterans to properly inform them of all the available resources? I didn't even know about this program. It's like a buddy of mine who was in it told me about it. I pursued it, and voila, here I am. I think all of us would be more compelled to want to help a veteran who shows their actions and efforts that they want to help themselves and will work hard to earn a better life. And that's what I'm trying to do. It's like I tell my kids, I have a greater responsibility, in my opinion, because I'm not paying for my college education. It's being provided for me. So because of that, I feel like I have to work harder and push myself harder and set that bar higher, to go ahead and be worthy of the benefits that a lot of veterans don't get. Unfortunately, and this is something that I feel very strongly about, even more strongly probably than the central question and the topic that I'm talking about, is mental health issues and politics tend to muddy the waters. You know, um, Unfortunately, we live in a society where, and I don't want to stray too far, but mental health issues don't get the proper understanding that I think we should have for them. It's like a lot of people have judged me because when they hear PTSD, it just brings about a negative stigma. When they hear social anxiety disorder, that brings about a negative stigma. And the thing is, like, if I didn't say it, people probably wouldn't even know. And then unfortunately with politics, you know, helping veterans shouldn't be a major political issue that gets kicked around like a political football. And what bothers me is politicians shouldn't discount the important contributions of men and women who have faithfully volunteered to serve in the United States military. We raised our right hand. Shouldn't that matter without the politics getting involved? And I feel like that's a no brainer. To me, it's not even a tough call. As a country, America needs to relocate its humanity, needs to understand that and improve its own understanding about PTSD and about politics and about mental health issues as well. The tendency is to judge and look down on veterans who suffer from service-connected mental health issues like PTSD, as well as a social anxiety disorder. Now, I'm going to digress here for a minute. When I use the term service-connected, in order for someone to receive disability benefits from the government, they have to submit a packet which is determined that their ailment, whatever it is service connected, which means it came about through serving in the United States military, whatever branch that is. And that right there, that process can be daunting. It's a very challenging process to deal with. And that's where, I think that the politics needs to go ahead and be taken out of the equation. It can be very hard to deal with the VA to get disability benefits. And it's very difficult when it comes to issues of mental health disorders as well. I've gone through, being judged in the past for, being candid about suffering from mental health issues. We shouldn't have to worry about that. We shouldn't have to worry about politicians going, oh, hey, I want to help out, but is this really that big of a deal? I think taking care of our veterans is a huge deal. This was the hard part for me. The counter argument part was very, very hard for me because it meant me looking at and acknowledging not only the other side, but extending credence and giving credit where I really struggled with that. But there is credible information detailing that our government is making an effort to go ahead and address veteran homelessness. It is down 11% from 2020 to 2022. And the drop since 2010 is a 55.3% drop. Now, unfortunately, since 2016, there has been a stall in the progress. And that includes from 2016 up until now. The VA is doing its part. 70,000 veterans and veteran families in 2021, they helped with housing and avoiding homelessness. And the VA also awarded in 2021 $64.2 million to 60 nonprofit organizations to help, at-risk veterans. And when I say nonprofits, I don't mean like the American Legion, Veterans of Foreign Wars, American Veterans, which is AMVETS for short. Those are military service organizations. I'm talking about nonprofits, in the communities, major communities across each state that do take it upon themselves to help out at-risk, homeless veterans as much as possible. And I will say, while efforts are being made to eliminate veteran homelessness in America, good is not good enough. It's not. I think more should be done, and more needs to be done. I think more can be done. 50% of veterans experiencing homelessness in the U.S. are located in regions covering by only 9% of the continuums of care. And the continuums of care are what are offered through official governmental entities. Housing assistance with bills, utilities, grocery assistance, care for the children and veteran families. And I feel that, instead of worrying about other issues that, are important but don't hit as close to home, I think that, our government at every level needs to take a more targeted nationwide approach to this problem, as well as on the state level and the local level as well. My stance, on this topic, and I've had a couple of people ask me, well, have you softened a little bit on this? No, my stance is even more convicted than it is now. I feel that even this challenging portion of, looking at the counter argument elements, I looking back on that, I appreciate Allie for compelling us to do that because it helped me, discover a stronger sense of validation for my position. And I firmly believe that not enough is being done for veterans. While the focus of my paper was addressing the homeless veteran problem, I can easily see how there are other veterans issues that don't get enough attention. And like I said before, veteran homelessness is an awful and unacceptable social problem in America. People from all walks of life, from one side of the country to the other, including Puerto Rico, raised their right hand at one point or another and swore an oath to protect freedom and liberty in this country for everyone. Even in the best of circumstances, serving the military can be a challenging commitment. Now, I did it because I was stuck in a life that I didn't like and didn't want. And for me, the military was, that different fork in the road on my journey in my life. And I understand we can't save every puppy in the pound, but is it really okay to see someone who has served this country with nowhere to call home? I think we have a responsibility to help struggling veterans. That's food for thought, for me to go ahead and share with you guys. Thank you for your time. I hope you guys enjoyed my presentation. God bless the United States military and God bless America. Thank you. I'm out.